Hello and welcome to another video from Crazy Pat's Retro Games, and this is going to be a pickup video. I got a lot of stuff this week, so I wanted to get a little of it out there. The first thing I got was a Texas Instruments Household Budget Management cartridge. It was $1, so anything for $1 for the TI I'll get. Next I have a couple games for the Atari 7800, which I picked up at the flea market. First is Ball Blazer, a super game cartridge. Next is Hat Trick, which is two of the better games for the 7800. I also picked up a couple Genesis games at the flea market. First is this Arcade Classics with Centipede, Missile Command, and Pong. I've seen some reviews on it. Looks pretty good with some updated graphics. And second is a copy of Batman Forever. It's complete in the box. Those are $2 a piece, which I thought was pretty good. Next up, I got some Nintendo games at the flea market. They ran me about $3 a piece. These weren't any that I had before. Here is Super Off-Road. It's in okay condition. 4-player action it says, but I don't have the satellite to do that. Next is a pretty interesting game, which I played after I got it. And Snake Rattle and Roll. I don't know how many people have played this game. It's very interesting. It's got an isometric perspective. And it's got really good graphics for a NES game. My wife picked this one out. It's not in that good a shape, but it had some interesting pins. We're always looking for the Famicom adapters. And although I don't think this has one, it has those pins on the side. So I'm going to open this up and see if it's different. But Obidox is a pretty good game anyway. Shoot 'em up. Reminds me of Life Force. Next is another shoot 'em up called Alpha Mission for the Nintendo. It's a lot like Star Force if no one's played it. Pretty good. I didn't have any problems with it. I've seen this game and I never played it till I got it. It's called Time Lord. It's interesting, but the gameplay's a little jerky and hokey. I'll get back into it again if I can. But I saw a few of them and wanted to try it out. Here's one I used to have back in the day. TNC Surf Designs. It's a pretty fun game. Right along the lines of California games. As I remember. It is LJN, but it's one of the better ones that I can remember playing from them. Next, I have 3 Atari 5200 games that weren't in my collection. I got these from eBay. They were about $3 each. First is Gorf, which I've been needing. It's a pretty good game. It doesn't have the voice, of course. Next is an obscure game called Crazy Shootout. I kind of like the name. It's a lot like my handle there. It is it's kind of a clone of Berserk. If no one's played it, it's a pretty interesting game. And next is Blueprint, which It's alright. But I'm trying to get a pretty good collection of 5200. Been working on it for a while. Next up, I took a trip with my wife. We went up to Columbus, Ohio, which is a couple hours from here. They've got a great little store called Play It, Trade It, and they've got some retro games. There's a couple retro game stores up there, but they seem to have the best selection of cartridges. And these are a bunch of Intellivision that I found up there. Most of them around $1.99. And I didn't have any of these, so I picked them up. We've got Sharp Shot, Triple Action, Sea Battle, Space Hawk, nice copy of Atlantis for the Intellivision. Frog Bog. That's a good one. Las Vegas Roulette. I didn't even see that on the list I had printed out of Intellivision games, but I saw it, so I picked it up. Lock and Chase, which I have for the 2600. Here's the rare one I found up there. It was $6. Ice Trek. That's a pretty interesting game. I've got a few more here. Some 2600 games I saw at the store up there. Here is Burger Time for the 2600, which is kind of uncommon. I haven't seen it out in the wild much. Here's one, Sneak and Peek. I saw that and I'd never seen it before, so I picked it up. Got a few more common ones. Surround. Casino. My wife picked this one because she used to play it as a kid. Math Grand Prix. I'm trying to get as many as I can anyway. I used to have this one, Star Master. It's a little sticker on it. I also used to have this one, Tac Scan. I love these Sega cartridges for the 2600. Whoops. And finally for the 2600 I have Space Cavern. No end label on it. I don't see this one out much, so I picked it up. I've got one more thing. This is kind of the biggest thing. I worked some overtime this week and spent a little of the money out looking for some stuff for my collection. And up at that store in Columbus, they had this. It's Atari Ultra Pong, which was tested, and comes with the controllers, nice little paddles, and has several game modes. I might go ahead and do a gameplay video of this when I can, but that's all for this one, so thanks for watching.